Matic just did it. You guys know in the last video, I set a goal for Matic, and I said if we're capable of getting back above $1.54, be on the lookout for us to go all the way back up towards $1.64. And if we hold $1.64, I am under the belief that we have now flipped the market in the direction of the bulls, and we very possibly could be seeing the continuation of a bull market from this point forward. Now, considering the fact that we are seeing $1.65, we have a very tough task at hand of holding this level, but if we're capable of doing so, this could be the beginning of something absolutely amazing. So with that said, let's talk about the way in which I'm going about this and the two things that may happen today in which we are going to play one way or another. So looking at Matic, of course, getting up to this point, the reason we talked about $1.54 being so important, before we talk about 164, let's talk about $1.54, was this inverse head and shoulders that was playing out. We called this out in the last one, and I told you guys, with this inverse head and shoulders, I said if we break $1.54, there could be a great purchase here because that would give us a lot of momentum because we broke such a strong rejective high and we broke this downtrend, okay? I said that if we were capable of doing so, I thought that could be a decent buying opportunity, and had you taken advantage of that, you would be up a pretty solid 8.4% here in just a couple of days, so that's absolutely amazing. But that wasn't the level that I was the most focused on. The level that I was the most focused on was $1.64. Now, the reason I was so focused on $1.64 was because of two reasons. Reason number one was because it would get us back above this closing rejectional high, which pushed the price back down, as low as $1.32. It is extremely important that when we are in downtrends, that when we start to work our way out of them, that we start to set the higher highs to confirm that we are no longer in a downtrend. Because what's a downtrend? Lower highs, lower lows. So if we can set the higher high, well, obviously that's a good sign that momentum is changing. And so at this point, that is exactly what we're looking to see. Now, of course, we did have this wick high right here that we do still need to clear. But if we can get the daily close above $1.64, that will be the highest daily close and the first higher high on a regional macro perspective that we have set ever since we started to see this downtrend start. Now, another reason why I thought this was important was because of the 50-day moving average. As you guys can see, we have constantly been rejected and rejected and rejected and rejected off of this level without being able to clear it. But historically speaking, when we are capable of getting above it right here and we can hold it, we see some of the highest growth that Matic has ever seen. And so it is obviously important that we flip this previous level of resistance into support, and then we continue to the top side, both of which could happen if we were capable of getting back above $1.64. So at this point, it is extremely important that we hold $1.64, and I want to see two daily closes. Considering the fact that it is Friday, the way that I'm going to go about this is I am going to monitor Matic throughout the weekend. If Matic is capable of holding above $1.64 throughout this weekend, I will personally be going ahead and making a pretty strong accumulation on Matic. I think that would be the first major sign that we are looking for some strong growth towards the upside, and that at this point, even if we do buy it here and it does kind of consolidate at any given point into some consolidation or pull back a little, I am extremely confident that we will set the higher low and we will continue towards the upside. Now, in the event in which we do see the price pull back, the biggest thing in which I'm going to be looking for is when do we come back to set the higher low and return back to this level. Because now that we are seeing, this rejection and this resistance, you can see it's pretty clear as day, right? We are seeing the price kind of struggling at this level a little bit now. What we can see and what we know pretty strongly is that we need to get back above it, obviously. So if the price does get rejected and we start to see a pull back towards the bottom side, the beautiful thing about what we've seen recently is that as long as we're above $1.33, we're realistically looking good for a major continuation towards the top side, right? At any given point, we could pull back. We could come back down towards this trend line. We could come back down as low as $1.40 per se and still be looking good to see some type of inverse head and shoulders getting put in with a massive breakout target on the clearing of this $1.64 level. So the whole game plan right now is at what given point do we break and hold $1.64? Is it now? Do we get to Monday, and on Monday are we still above it, in which I will then start to purchase? Or do we pull back first, set in a majorly bullish structure, and then from there we then look for the breakout up here over $1.64, and which would signal another amazing buying opportunity. It does seem to be coming extremely soon. The only thing that would kind of stop me from buying at this point, I guess, is if we just continued under $1.64, or we consolidate it, right? We consolidate it under it and we never go back up to clear it. Okay, the moment in which we do clear it on a pullback, that's when I'm buying. Or if we hold it now, that's when I'm buying. So it's going to be extremely soon. Okay, so with that being said, the reason why I am kind of holding off a little bit is because of our short-term indicators saying, okay, maybe we are a little bit extended, right? Look at the RSI. Let's get this pulled up, and then let's look at let's get the MACD up here as well. There we go. There we go. Okay, so looking at the MACD, one thing we can see on the 4-hour charts is we are starting to see it kind of slow down. Okay, momentum is slowing down a bit, and usually when we see momentum slow down a bit, that's when these little pullbacks happen from MATIC, and it's fine. We just saw an amazing breakout. It is totally okay. If we look at the RSI, we are extended above the 70 level, which is considered overbought, in which we will generally see a bit of a pullback. The last time we were here, we saw this pullback. Now, I don't think this is going to happen now, but it is within the realm of possibilities, so we just always have to be careful. And then if lastly we look at something like just the Bollinger Bands, on the 4-hour charts, we are extremely extended to the top side, and we have not resorted back to this moving average in a while. We will always resort back to the moving average before being able to continue. And so for that reason, since we haven't in a while, I am a little skeptical, like, okay, maybe we pull back a little bit, find support, then continue to the top side, because even our daily Bollinger Bands are extremely extended, right? We have extremely extended to the top side here. So for all those reasons, every single time we get extended outside the Bollinger Band envelope for MATIC, we do see a pullback, as you can see here. And again, as you can see, every single time. And so for that reason, I do want to see that pullback unless we are able to hold at this level. And then at that point, if we're able to hold above 165, I think there is a continuation that will happen before eventually coming back to set the higher low at an even higher level. Okay, so that's the game plan. That's my goal, and that's how I'm going about it. I keep it really simple and I keep it really easy. I don't try to say I'm going to try to buy it at this exact day, at this exact time. No, I just say if this happens, then I'm going to buy it. And if the opposite happens, I'm going to wait for this to happen. It's real easy and it's real simple. I don't want to make this too complicated, because at the end of the day, we are going to see the majority of these cryptos see growth eventually. Okay, and so my whole goal is to not time the market perfectly, but time it in which it seems as if it's in my favor. And that is exactly what I'm looking for in these two different scenarios today. So with that said, that is going to be about it for today's video. And of course, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you want to know exactly when I'm purchasing it and not have to wait for the YouTube video to go out, I talk about all of my trades, all my technical analysis. I do daily live streams, release a daily newsletter, all in my Patreon, and the link is down below. I don't talk about it too much. I just have the little graphic pop up at the bottom, but I definitely think we have an amazing community, and we've definitely seen a lot of gains over the last years. So with that said, I think it's something to be worth checking out. But of course, if not, I will be posting a YouTube video on MATIC in the next coming days in order to update you guys on what all has happened. So with that said, that is going to be about it. I will see you all next time. Peace.